Men, stop guessing. A woman will rarely say she's attracted to you. She might not confess it. She might not even admit it to herself. But her energy, her presence, her behavior, they will reveal what her words conceal. Most men spend their lives trying to decode what women say. A Stoic man watches what women do. In this video, I'll reveal 5 powerful psychological signs that a woman is deeply drawn to you through the lens of Stoic awareness. Miss these, and you'll miss the truth that's right in front of you. 1. The body never lies. The subconscious language of attraction. A woman's words can be polite, cautious, even deceptive, but her presence tells the truth. The Stoics taught that perception must be free from illusion. You don't interpret, you observe reality as it is. When a woman feels drawn to you, her energy shifts. Her body begins to speak a different language, subtle, involuntary, and honest. Her attention lingers longer than necessary. Her eyes don't just see you, they read you. Her breathing becomes slower when you speak. Her posture relaxes in your presence. She faces you, not the room. These are not coincidences. They're her subconscious acknowledging your influence. She may not even be aware of it, but her nervous system is. Her body mirrors your calmness. Her tone aligns with your rhythm. Her movements begin to match yours. That's not mimicry. That's resonance. From a Stoic view, this is nature unfolding as it should. Zeno once said, "The goal is to live in accordance with nature." That means seeing things as they are, without exaggeration or ignorance. Most men miss these cues because they're too busy trying to perform, trying to say the right line, or wondering what to text next. But the man who observes with composure sees everything. He sees when her guard lowers. He senses when she's present versus distracted. The Stoic observer knows the body never lies. And when her energy grows quiet around you, when her movements soften and her attention narrows, that's the sign of genuine feminine interest. It's not about lust. It's about connection, magnetism, and emotional trust beginning to form. 2. Desire breaks its own rules when she betrays her patterns. A woman can speak endlessly about her standards, her boundaries, her type. But attraction is not logical. It doesn't follow the map her mind has drawn. When she feels pulled toward you, her actions begin to contradict her earlier words. Maybe she told you she doesn't like reserved men, yet with you, she feels drawn to your silence. Maybe she said she never opens up quickly, yet she's telling you stories from her childhood she's never shared. Maybe she claimed she wants to keep things light, yet she keeps finding excuses to see you again. Stoicism teaches us that human emotion often overpowers reason. Epictetus warned that people are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. Desire changes that view. She's not betraying her integrity. She's surrendering to something deeper than logic, chemistry. The Stoic man doesn't exploit this. He simply recognizes the contradiction for what it is, evidence that her emotional state is overriding her rational mask. He watches with calm detachment. He doesn't get carried away by ego, thinking, "She broke her rules for me. I must be special." Number. He simply sees that something inside her shifted. Another layer of this rule breaking is emotional secrecy. A woman who is emotionally moved by you begins to open hidden doors. Dreams, fears, insecurities, memories she doesn't share easily. That's not a game. It's her subconscious testing whether she's safe in your presence. Her logical mind might whisper, "Slow down." But her emotional body says, "I trust him." And that's when you must be most grounded. A Stoic man doesn't rush in. He doesn't perform. He simply listens, because real strength doesn't need to speak loudly. When a woman breaks her own rules for you, don't be flattered. Be aware. That's not a test you've passed. It's a responsibility you've been given. 3. Vulnerability and surrender. The deepest signal of attraction. There's a point where surface attraction ends and emotional surrender begins. Most men never witness it because they don't know what safety feels like to a woman. When she's deeply attracted to you, she becomes softer, not out of weakness, but out of trust. She relaxes around you. The performance ends. She stops trying to impress. Her tone shifts. Her defenses lower. She starts showing the unfiltered version of herself, the imperfections, the self-doubt, the humanity behind the mask. This is the purest form of attraction, emotional surrender. And here's the paradox. You can't make it happen. You can only create the conditions for it. The Stoics understood the importance of mastery over one's emotions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your presence is calm, disciplined, and grounded, it communicates something powerful to her subconscious. You are safe. A woman's deepest desire is not for chaos, but for peace in the presence of strength. When she senses that, she stops resisting. Her energy flows more naturally. Her words carry warmth instead of caution. And this is where men often fail. They see her vulnerability as an opportunity to prove dominance. They brag, they push, they lose composure. The Stoic man does the opposite. He honors her openness with silence and respect. He understands that her surrender is not submission, it's trust. When she stops guarding her emotions and lets you see her unfiltered self, it means something profound. She feels emotionally secure around you. And that, my friend, is the highest signal of attraction. It's not a moment to exploit. It's a moment to protect. 4. Escalation without resistance. When she opens the door, many men think attraction is something they create through action. But a Stoic man knows attraction reveals itself through permission. A woman who's drawn to you won't resist your presence. She won't make you chase endlessly. She will allow closeness to happen, not by words, but by behavior. She'll linger in your company, even when the conversation fades. She'll find reasons to spend more time near you, small reasons, subtle invitations. She'll maintain proximity, not because she needs to, but because her intuition is comfortable there. You'll notice she doesn't rush to leave. She'll stay after the moment should have ended, a sign that she enjoys the stillness between you. The Stoic man never forces momentum. He observes it. He reads the flow of energy and respects it. Epictetus taught that freedom is achieved when we no longer crave things outside our control. A Stoic man doesn't crave outcome. He reads alignment. When she feels emotionally open, she'll invite progress naturally through conversation, laughter, or even shared silence. There's no resistance, no forced effort. This doesn't mean she has no boundaries. It means she chooses to open them with you because she feels safe enough to. She might rationalize this openness, saying things like, "I don't usually do this," or "I don't know why I'm telling you this." Those are not excuses. They're her conscious mind trying to catch up with what her emotions already decided. And that's the essence of feminine psychology. When a woman's heart feels at peace, her logic finds a way to justify it. From a Stoic angle, this is where your discipline matters most. You don't rush. You don't celebrate. You remain grounded, because presence is your greatest signal of strength. A woman's openness isn't an invitation for chaos. It's a reflection of how your energy makes her feel, composed, centered, and drawn closer without fear. That's the kind of attraction that transcends manipulation, or games. 5. Investment and emotional hunger, when she wants more of your presence. The final and most revealing sign of deep attraction is investment. Attraction begins with curiosity, but when it deepens, it turns into emotional hunger, a desire not just for your attention, but for your presence. A woman who is truly drawn to you begins to invest emotionally. She remembers small details you mentioned weeks ago. She checks in about your day without needing a reason. She reaches out first, not out of obligation, but because your energy lingers in her mind. This is not about possession. It's about connection. She's seeking emotional consistency, something rare in a world full of noise. You'll notice she becomes protective of your time and subtly sensitive to other women's presence. Not always in words, sometimes just a change in tone or a small silence when you mention another name. That's not insecurity. It's emotional investment revealing itself. From a Stoic point of view, this is where your ego will try to interfere. It will whisper, "She's hooked." You've won, but wisdom says otherwise. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Her attraction, her investment, her emotions, these are outside events. You cannot control them, only respect them. The Stoic man doesn't get drunk on attention. He stays centered. He sees her emotional hunger as a mirror, showing him that his energy has become valuable, and he honors that value by remaining disciplined, patient, and self-contained. When a woman invests emotionally, she's not just showing attraction. She's offering a piece of her trust. If you meet it with emotional stability, it grows into something rare, a connection rooted not in chaos, but in peace. But if you meet it with arrogance or inconsistency, it dies just as quickly as it was born. Final reflection. The Stoic edge. Attraction is not something to chase, nor something to conquer. It's something to understand. A woman's signals, her presence, her tone, her openness, are not puzzles to solve. They're reflections of how your energy makes her feel. The Stoic man knows this. He doesn't control her emotions, but he controls the one thing that matters, his own. He remains calm, grounded, and self-contained. He reads reality without illusion. He doesn't chase what is fleeting, and he doesn't resist what is natural. In doing so, he becomes magnetic. Because women, like all humans, are drawn to those who possess inner peace. A man who doesn't need validation, who doesn't beg for clarity, who doesn't lose his center in the presence of emotion, becomes the safest place in a chaotic world. And that safety, that composure, that quiet strength is the real secret of attraction. So remember these 5 Stoic signs. 1. The body never lies. Watch energy, not words. 2. Desire breaks its own rules. Contradiction reveals attraction. 3. Vulnerability and surrender. Trust is the ultimate signal. 4. Escalation without resistance. Calm awareness, not force. 5. Investment and emotional hunger. Presence creates depth. Master yourself, and you'll never have to decode anyone else again. Because the Stoic truth is simple, you attract peace when you become it.